Hi, Kristen and Joseph. Hope you're having a good day today. This is your video lesson. 4 things I want to talk about. I'll go down the list, and if you have questions at the end, feel free to shoot me back a message. So first thing is working on his flowers going up, up, up. Like we talked about last time, well, the challenge of this one is that with Twinkle, like we have repeated notes, so doing moonwalks is a little bit easier. Like if you only have to focus on changing the note after the moonwalk, so like say like is much easier than going up, where he has to like just switch here and then also switch with his left hand. So you make sure you're working on those flowers. So he has flowers growing up, making sure that we alternate back here with our moonwalk. So if you need to practice, you can do just some open strings, kind of get those going. Other thing to watch out for your flowers as well is making sure that you don't have any pokey thumb going on back here. What I like to do, like we've done it in here plenty of times, where he'll be playing and you stand behind him and you can like jingle a bell whenever his thumb goes pokey. So make sure that we keep our thumb, so you can actually see it. Make sure you keep that thumb up towards the ceiling and making sure that we're not poking the back of the neck right here. It works really well, I guess, when you do things that he's like very comfortable with, so you can focus on like that particular aspect of it. So I would say even maybe take like Cuckoo, like Mill Wheel, or I mean not Mill Wheel, that's a newer one, but like Seesaw, things like that that he's got down pat pretty well, where he can focus on making sure his thumb doesn't go pokey. Then number 2, go ahead and work on Mill Wheel. That D, E, D, B passage in there. We have that D, E, D, B. And then at that point, he only needs to add a couple more notes to it to get the first phrase down. So you have D, E, D, B, and then D, E, D. So you just need to add that part there. So I would have him practice that separately. So the first part to practice is D, E, D, B. And once you do that, then add on to it D, E, B. And really the rest of the song is just that repeated. So the whole thing, D, E, D, B, D, D, E, D, then repeat all that one more time. I would even maybe go ahead and have him start listening to the next one. Let me grab my book. So where did I put it? Yeah, so Rain Rain would be the next one. Maybe even start having him listen to that. As you know, the link is right here. If you need me to send that again, just let me know and I'll send it over to you. So practice that. And then the other thing to practice, number 3, is lightly row, making sure that that he knows the difference between lightly row and lightly rowing. Sometimes some kids will they'll all be like lightly. So the song goes, so we have lightly row, flowers growing up, lightly rowing, this is how I row my boat, right? Some kids will do lightly rowing, flowers growing, or the vice versa, they'll put 2 lightly rowing, so they'll switch them back and forth. So that's why you want to sing that one a lot, and then also know, have him practice which one goes first. Is it lightly row? Is that first, or is lightly rowing first? And kind of quiz him on that right there. So test his memory with that. And then I believe before we had all those pieces of the first half of the song, I think we had it in sections. The next little bit is, if you want to have him start working on it, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up. That's A, B, C. Now the reason why I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up is because that way he can count like how many notes, the repeated notes, how many repeated notes there are in that section. So he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up is a lot easier than, because when I didn't put that up part there, the kids would do this. So they put like a million notes in there, and then go up. If you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up, that way he can keep track of how many repeated notes we have in that part of the melody. And then, so practice those 2 things for me, for lightly row, and then oh, I should remember them. A, B, C, A, yep, B, C, just double check. All right, and then the last thing that I want you guys to work on is actually a pretty big thing, pinky push-ups. Up to this point, we've been just doing the first three fingers here, your pointer, middle, and ring. And now it's time to start getting this guy moving because the first song we use, we'll finish out the row, we'll go to our roadie, and then the following piece we'll be using the pinky push-ups. So let's start that process now. That way when he gets there, it's not too hard. What you want to do is take your thumb and your middle finger and ring finger, have them like this right here. And then what you're gonna do is have his thumb down, his pinky down, and then pinky up. Just practice off the guitar, raising it and lowering it, just like this right here. Right? Ideally, he'll just raise it just a little bit, but for right now, I think you'll see him used to having these connected together or touching one another, and then lifting up and down with the pinky, getting that moving right there. Like I said, we have about a piece and a half to really get that skill down. So it's probably time to start that process now. Well, awesome. Those are the 4 things I wanted to talk about today. And if you want me to look at anything, I'm more than happy to do that. And I'll see you guys same time next time. Take care.